So today I'm down at Gray Kilts on the marina side, and I'm trying to check out, it's very low tide right now, and I'm trying to check out if we're getting any early breeders coming in for horseshoe crab breeding season. And as you can see, we're along the bulkhead here because it's low enough that you can go down, and you can even see right here these dark spots in the sand. You see how they're horseshoe shaped? If you look at it right there, right, it goes around and it's flat on the one side. That's kind of evidence that there was a horseshoe crab that was there laying some eggs, the early guys. The other evidence that you get for that, if you look, is the bird feet right around. So they're eating out of it, they're getting the eggs that are like a dish, sticking in there. You can even see in this one, like a footprint, the tail was that way when I was there. So it's kind of like reading the signs on the sand. And I switch the camera over. You can see it more clearly. You can see that's the front, and then that way goes the tail on this guy or lady that was the big round part. And you can even see in there the snails. Those are the mud nasses. They're probably eating the eggs that were deposited, and then the bird footprints around them. You see the little curves. Same here. You can almost even make out the spines when the crabs sit there for a while. And again, the arch. It's almost like it's like an impression of them. So looking at it from that standpoint, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That might be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And you can see where the tail mark was right there, 14. And then here's 15 going out that way, 16, all right, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, and then they seem to stop. So it's this section here to there. I saw one female going through the water. I haven't seen anybody aside from that, and then there was another hole. So, you know, it'll ramp up as the temperature rises. We'll see more. The birds are hanging out waiting for a chance to do it. And someone posted on Facebook an interesting picture of one of the osprey that lives over that direction, and it was carrying a really huge female horseshoe crab. And so I posted, I think it was last week, the dead one that was on the other side of this peninsula. That's just Crook's Point. And oh, and here's some more nests. If they can be called nests, I guess they're just little brood chambers. But here, there. See, all of the snails are chowing down on them. I wonder how hard it is for them to eat the eggs. So anyway, so those large females, as it turns out, get caught by the ospreys, and they get brought up onto the sand, and or either that, well, he was flying with it, so he's probably bringing it back to the nest. So rather than having to, he had his food to go. And so everybody chows down on the eggs here. There's a couple more nests. I'm gonna call them nests. I don't know. Little deposits of where the eggs go. So you wouldn't get birds hanging around a hole if there wasn't something for them to be eating. And the eggs are, I believe they're high in fat, so that's why everybody likes to eat them. The water is somewhat clear right when it gets close here, and you can usually see them passing along if they're going to pass along. But like I said, I only saw the one. And it goes pretty low all the way to there, because I think low is fine, is 12, and we're at 11:30 now. So let's see if we find any. The sea lettuce is blooming now, so we're getting a lot of that. That's something for everybody to eat. You can see the barnacles settled out. That's an old story. And you can see where these bulkhead holdbacks, you can see they're all full of that on there. Makes it interesting. Oh, look at that. That's almost like a ball. Look at that hummock. It's almost a ball. Wow. That's really interesting. Nothing in the water that I can see at the moment. But you know, the fact that you had some of those nests going down where there's activity around them, it would be interesting to note if those were pockets of the scent or the pheromone that you know, attracts them, and that's why they land there and put their eggs there. And if these are conserved over time, you know, you get these get them coming back, because the bloom of whatever bacterial or scent in the sand that brings them back happens to be at the same spot. And maybe it's reinforced by the fact that the eggs, again each year, you know, almost like the barnacles that settle out, they prefer settling out where there was a protein signal that the new barnacles can feel with their antennas, so then they will re-land there. And so the cycle happens over and over. All right, well, I'm gonna go back up the ladder. I'm gonna go over to Crooks Point, see what's going on there, if there's more activity, because you figure they got to come in around here and come this way, so they'll be headed there first. We saw the females directly on the other side of that land, so that, I guess, is kind of their migration. See, and there's the foam starting to kick up. That's usually an evidence of the sperm being deposited. And sometimes you can even see the plumes if they're breeding in flat water. So, but I don't see any of those plumes right now. I think I've had those shown on other videos in the past. But this area, this was one of the big areas where I had one really big gathering a number of years ago, which was one of my first posts on YouTube. And so I don't, well, it might just have been the timing, but I don't know if it's ever occurred again. But it's a good area. It's nice and flat, and it's sheltered, so you can lay a lot of eggs, as opposed to being out by the channel, where if you lay them there, you run the risk of stronger currents, whereas here it kind of is a dead end. So depends on if everybody knows about it to come and eat your eggs. Well, here's the ladder, so I'm gonna sign off for now. Subscribe. Remember, it's on Google Plus too. So might find some interesting stuff if you like invertebrates and what we're doing here on this channel. All right. So long, ta-ta for now.